Hello, parents and families of WashU students and Beyond Boundaries and our scholar programs. My name is Rob Morgan. I'm the director of the Beyond Boundaries program, and I really wanted to be there with you tonight, but sadly, this COVID diagnosis has prevented me from doing so. I'm in my 12th year at WashU and having spent 3 years at the University of Washington before that, so it took me a while to realize that I had the two words, Washington University, mixed up. But it's really great to at least be able to talk to you virtually tonight to kind of share some of my thoughts about these special students gathered here tonight. I design sets for plays, musicals, exhibits, and even a little film and theme park work. In 2009, I lived in Seattle and designed a play here in St. Louis. I met an amazing lady in the back of a dark theater designing a dark play, and the rest is, as they say, history. Life, like our own education, is kind of like that. It has twists and turns, part karma, part chance. I'm a designer, and as a fellow designer, Brian Collins once said, design is rehearsing the future. Designers reframe and try almost always to see the world in a different way and with a different perspective. Channeling Dead Poet Society, I might now prompt you to stand on your seats for a different look at the space from a different perspective, but then I'd be one lawsuit away from making this my 12th and final year at WashU. Design is about questions and perhaps more importantly, questioning assumptions. Designers love good questions and wrong answers. Wrong answers often prompt more good questions. In fact, the wrong answer is the right answer to a different question if you really think about it. For example, have you ever stopped to wonder why the milk is always in the back of the grocery store and not the front? It may be obvious, but it's because you have to pass all the other stuff in the store to get to the milk. Grocers aren't stupid. Chances are you remember that factoid the next time you get groceries. Your grocery store experience has been reframed. My apologies. The Beyond Boundaries program and WashU Scholars Program students gathered here represent a way to reframe education. I am proud to speak to 46 brand new Beyond Boundaries program students and 65 Scholar Program students tonight who represent a new way to look at the college journey, one that relies as much on collaboration and communication with others as it does on individual achievement. As any adult in the room will tell you, there is plenty of time to specialize on what you do in life and seemingly precious little time to explore the multitude of other possibilities. The Beyond Boundaries program demands and expects that you explore, that you approach this new WashU landscape with curiosity and wonder, with the understanding that solutions to the many challenges that the world currently faces rarely, if ever, land in the territory of a single discipline. More often than not, those solutions lie in the academic synapse firings that happen across disciplines, with ideas combining and recombining with other ideas. In totality, this campus is that laboratory, a laboratory of ideas. But I'd like to reflect for a moment on what has changed about you, the fine student scholars here tonight, about you, about this journey, and at this place. Let's face it, the road to this place for every student in this room has always been about competition and comparison to your high school classmates in an almost Hunger Games kind of way. It's been a race to constantly assess and reassess your chances of landing right here to where you are now, in this room with your family members acting as the wind at your sails. Congratulations to each and every one of you for completing the race. You have arrived. Now stop. Stop and smell the flowers, taste the ice cream, explore the expanse of resources and untapped connections this university offers you. It may feel ridiculously self-indulgent at times, but you must change the impetus for what drives you at this moment. The race is over. You finished it. You are here. To this point in your lives, in the form of countless standardized tests and rubrics, you've felt yourself evaluated when compared to others. Since kindergarten, you've been on a boat with a pretty good idea of how you stack up compared to others on that boat. Again and again, the implied question underneath all those standardized test questions is this: how intelligent are you? But now it's different. You're on a new boat and then at the exciting and perhaps mildly terrifying beginning of a new journey. I encourage you to approach it with curiosity and exuberance, not despair. If you allow it in an almost subconscious way, like the trip to the back of the grocery store for the milk, you'll begin the comparison and competition game. How do I stack up? Am I worthy? Now stop. Comparison leads to cracks in your self-confidence and allows shame and imposter syndrome to seep in. Don't allow that. Comparison is a breeding ground for some lonely nights in your dorm room or library cubby, hunched over a textbook, wondering if you deserve to be here or are worthy of being here. Now stop. I told you already, you are worthy of being here. Admissions doesn't make mistakes. I'm here to tell you, and the families behind you are here to tell you that you do belong here. It is my job to remind you that your boat and your journey has changed. The question is no longer how intelligent are you, but rather how are you intelligent? A huge difference moving just one word in one sentence like Washington and University, but so important to note that what makes you unique and different is your strength. How are you intelligent? What makes you different? What can you contribute to the world? To get there, you have to pursue your own individual journey driven by curiosity and wonderfully self-indulgent impulses that ensure that you arrive at the end of 4 years in a place that makes your uniqueness, your diversity, your strength. For example, I challenge you to take a detour on the way to class sometime and explore a building that you've never been in before. Seriously, do you know we have a Mars rover on campus? Go find it. I implore you to be brave enough to, as they say, suck at something new. I encourage you to explore the tributaries of interest in the course catalog that maybe, just maybe, change your life and your intended trajectory forever. Now that you are here on a new boat, the wind at your sails is blowing from a new direction, driven by new sources of interest and inspiration that are unique to you. The key to harnessing that wind is simply be open to chance meetings and serendipitous mistakes along the way. To get the most out of it, you need to enjoy the journey. Follow your gut. Follow karma and chance. Make sure that you are listening to yourself so you hear the call of your calling. I must add that this journey is not without responsibility. Only 7% of the world's population have the opportunity to go to college. Just 7 out of every 100. Being a designer who spends a lot of time in that theater, I looked it up. That theater seats 686 people. If this room represented the world, only 48.5 of you would go to college. The remaining 637.5 of you would not. How you split one of you in half is up to you, and that's not the point. The point is that you each have an opportunity to change the game so that many more of the 637.5 of those shut out have the opportunity to be in this room with us. That means being a good global citizen, investing time in shaping yourself, and discovering for yourself the answer to the question, how are you intelligent? Look up and how do you feel? Seriously, look up. Theaters like this one are designed with storytelling at the center of the purpose for it. You might feel small within this vast space. More broadly, you might feel small within this new campus space, insignificant perhaps. But here's the thing. Look to your left, look to your right. You are not on this journey alone. Your peers are the foundation of this new campus space. And if I've noticed one thing unique about WashU students, it's that they truly celebrate each other. They are there to help you when you don't feel steady. They are the wind at your sails when your sails need a push. I believe WashU students exemplify the old saying, a high tide rises all boats. Antithetical to that notion, however, is to fall into the comparison trap. To compare yourself to your classmates is a disservice to that spirit and that ideal. You belong here and they do as well. Experience the journey together. Celebrate each other's successes and commiserate together when there are failures. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. That's the end of my bone analogies, I promise, but I want to leave you with this Whitman poem. O me, O life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. The powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? Assembled WashU students, what will your verse be? Thank you.